Welcome to this episode of the Sports Detective Podcast Show. My name is James Williams, and today Patrick Beverly is at it again. The NBA's most delusional troll is doing it again. Yes, to give a little bit of context for this tweet I'm about to show you, which is a quote from Patrick Beverly after the 76ers defeated the Denver Nuggets on Tuesday night. I'll give you a little bit of context to that game. As you guys obviously know, they played last night. If you're watching this video, hopefully you watched it. It was a very good game, a very high-scoring game, and eventually the Sixers kind of outlasted the Nuggets. It was a very high-scoring game. Embiid was awesome. Jokic had a relatively good game. Jamal Murray didn't necessarily have the best shooting night. He still did get a double-double. He got 17 and 10. 10 assists is what the 10 came from. And Patrick Beverly basically had a comment to post-game reporters in Philadelphia after the win, basically saying that the reason Jamal Murray might not have had the best shooting night was because of his defense on Murray. So we'll go ahead and show you this tweet here because it is kind of a headline drawing tweet. I have it here on the screen right now. Patrick Beverly, when asked about the key to shutting down Jamal Murray in the fourth quarter, no key. I've been locking his ass up for years. Oh, Patrick Beverly, you're at it again. He's at it again, guys. I'm going to go ahead too. Now, this is kind of a thing that you can say. You can do this in today's NBA. You can do what I'm about to do. I'm going to preface by saying that you can do what I'm about to do to just about everyone, where it's kind of like, oh, LeBron's butt got lit up tonight, or look, this guy got locked down. Because the NBA, you play a lot of games. There's a lot of inconsistencies. And two, especially with the talent of players in the game today, the way the defense is allowed to be played today with the pace and space, it's very, very easy for guys, I think, to, score at higher variance than, people did in the past. That's why, like, we see the most 20-point per game or more scores in the NBA now than we have in the entire league's history. So I'll go ahead and show you this game here, too, because you'd think, Patrick Beverly, is there any substance to him, actually locking down Jamal Murray over the years? No. There's no thing where Jamal Murray averages 20 points or less a game when he plays Patrick Beverly. So we'll go ahead and show you this here because you think oh, I've been locking him down for years. You kind of think oh, well, what did Patrick Beverly do to Jamal Murray when the stakes are at their highest, when the game, when it matters the most? So we'll go ahead and show you this here. This is a box score from the Nuggets Clippers in the Western Conference semifinals. If you remember correctly, this is the bubble playoffs, and the Clippers had a 3-1 lead over the Nuggets, lost 3 straight games, and this was Jamal Murray's stat line in Game 7 when it mattered the most. Jamal Murray shot 57% from the field, rounded up to 58, 46% from 3, and had 40 points in Game 7. Who was on the other side of that game? Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly was probably, and I didn't look up any stats or anything. If you look at all the other guards that were playing, Lou Williams, Landry Shamet, Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann, Rodney McGruder barely played. But Patrick Beverly was probably the main defender on Jamal Murray in the playoffs when it mattered the most. And what did Jamal Murray do? Drop 40 on his butt. This is kind of the funny thing when it comes to Patrick Beverly when he does all of this stuff. Now, I'll say this about Patrick Beverly. If he is on your team, you love him, you root for him. You maybe think he goes over the edge a few too many times, but you love him and you root for him. Now, Patrick Beverly, too, when he's on your team, he has that same exact attitude. But when he leaves your team, it's kind of like you're the enemy and he doesn't like you anymore. Like there's this thing that happened a few weeks ago where Patrick Beverly said on his podcast where he was like, I was really mad at Austin Reeves when he did the too small thing to me. And it was and he was like, I found it disrespect for all this stuff. It's don't do that stuff to me, dude. And it's like, dude, you literally did the same thing to him. And that's why he did it to you. It's like, what do you mean? You trash talked, you trash talked you back. That's how this stuff works. It's not a one-way street, dude. You can't have it both ways, where you can't be the only guy that does the trash talking and everyone else is just mute. So I just kind of wanted to point that stuff out here with Jamal Murray. Now, is there other times where that was obviously to that Game 7 was Jamal Murray's best game of the series? He didn't necessarily have the best series, there. Like, he was pretty efficient for the most part. He never had a bad shooting night, but I think he only had like either 2 or 3 games over 20 points per game. But again, that was Jamal Murray 4 years ago. This is a completely different version of Jamal Murray that we're seeing right now. He's 4 years older. At that point, I believe he was still on his rookie contract, maybe like 22 years old. Now he's in his mid 20s. So, um, there you go, guys. That's going to do it for this episode today. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Patrick Beverly is a delusional troll? Do you think he's actually locking up Jamal Murray? I mean, I'm not saying he didn't play good defense the other night, but like, just the quote of like, he's been locking him up for years now. Like, that's just not true. It's just not true. And again, too, you can point out all this stuff where like I could probably go and find like a few other games where Jamal Murray, like, balled out against Beverly. But I really didn't want to dive through, a bunch of different box scores this morning. So let me know in the comments what you think about this story. That's going to do it for the episode today. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you like content like this, other NBA talk, hit that subscribe button. Maybe explore our channel to discover other NBA videos you like. We did a Carmelo Anthony video talking about his number, not being retired in Denver, and his comments about that. You might want to check out that video. But please hit that subscribe button. We've been doing this podcast for a few years now, but we're just now starting to transition and put our stuff on YouTube. So if you like content like this, please hit that subscribe button. Really help support the show because we're still small, still trying to grow. So thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you next time.